We're going to tell you what police know about the person who shot him.
And an RV fire resulted in a death on the east side this early morning. What fire investigators know now, we'll tell you next.
Passing rain showers today, some heavy rain at times. We're going to get you updated with the radar coming up.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
We start our show today with a Guadalupe County judge arrested on felony charges.
San Marcos police arrested this man. He's Guadalupe County Court at Law Judge William Squires III. Squires was arrested and booked into the Hays County Jail and faces 2 felony charges of injury to a child and abandoning a child. This is a developing story, and we'll be able to give you an update on air in future newscasts and online at KSAT.com.
Home was no shelter from trouble for a man on the east side. San Antonio police say someone shot into his home and killed him. It happened overnight on Ferris Avenue near Martin Luther King Drive. Katrina Weber reports they're still investigating why someone would shoot him.
San Antonio police zone in on the outside of a home in the 400 block of Ferris Avenue, the same area where hours before someone with a gun stood and took aim at the home. Inside, they found the body of a 63-year-old man in his bedroom. Police say he was standing there when the bullets tore through his wall around 1:30 this morning and hit him in his back. When officers arrived, there was nothing they could do to help. The man already was dead. Witnesses told them the shooter had arrived in a white compact car. Whether or not the victim was the intended target will most likely come out in the investigation. But from what police say, it looks like the house definitely was targeted. They say that the shooter got out of the car, walked up to it, and began firing. That gunman took off in the same white car. Police have not tracked it down yet. They did find shell casings at the scene, including at least one in the street nearby. Now they're searching for answers, including who fired the shots and why. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And another big story we're following today, San Antonio fire crews say they found one man dead after putting out a fire on the east side. They say it happened in the 200 block of Reedwell Drive a little after 5:30 this morning. That's near South W.W. White Road. Fire officials tell us when they arrived, a trailer in the back of the home was engulfed in flames. After putting out the fire, they did a second search and discovered that a man in his 60s had burned to death. No one else was hurt. The cause of the fire has yet to be determined. At this time, additional details are limited, but we do know arson and homicide crews are investigating. We'll be following the story on air and online throughout the day on KSAT.com.
Also, a man is dead after police say he drove off a bridge and plummeted to the ground. It happened last night on the city's southeast side. San Antonio police say the man was driving his pickup on Loop 410 when he drove off a bridge in between the lanes of traffic. The truck ended up at the bottom of the overpass at South WW White Road. He was pronounced dead at the scene. In Houston, a teenager shot and killed during a road rage incident earlier this week. According to our sister station, KPRC, 17-year-old David Castro was driving home from an Astros game with his father on Tuesday night. That's when Houston police say that they were followed by a person driving a white Buick. The driver fired several shots at the family, striking Castro in the head. He was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries yesterday. Houston officials are still searching for the person responsible for this shooting.
And HEB is hitting the road for a feeding tour featuring its mobile kitchen and the San Antonio Food Bank. It might be a gloomy day out there, but it's all smiles and excitement at the Mays Family Boys and Girls Club just south of downtown. Kids at summer camp received a special visit from HEB's mobile food kitchen staff, who prepped a warm chicken sandwich, tater tots, veggies, and even had a cool treat from HEB's Creamy Creations truck. It's all part of the Summer of Sharing feeding tour that is set to serve a total of 2,000 children at summer camps here in San Antonio, Hondo, and New Braunfels.
The summer is an incredibly vulnerable time for our children in this city. When they're away from school, they're away from those free and reduced lunches that they get and breakfast as well. So this is a chance for us to put a warm meal in their stomach and maybe just raise their spirits a little bit, have some fun, as well as donate some food that can go home with the family that they can cook over the summer. This is something we enjoy doing anytime we know the kids are going to be away from school.
The event is only for those enrolled at summer camp at the Boys and Girls Club. The kids also received a book for summer reading and a big bag of fresh produce to take back home.
HEB is looking to fill some more jobs. 100 full-time job positions are available, and that's why they're hosting a virtual hiring event next week. The positions available are for production roles at local manufacturing facilities. The event is happening on Monday. It is from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you are unable to attend, don't worry, you can still apply on HEB's career website. After you apply, you'll get an email with a link to submit an on-demand video interview. We have a link to sign up for the event right now on KSAT.com.
And just a reminder, the San Antonio International Airport has a COVID-19 vaccine pop-up clinic for travelers who want to get the shot. A doctor with Metro Health tells us it is very important to try and reach everyone in the community, especially now with concerns surrounding the Delta variant. For a list of all the COVID-19 pop-up clinics, you can check out the city's website. We also have a link on our website on KSAT.com.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Pretty dreary out there today, Justin. It's as Alicia and I were saying, there's just no help for the hair today.
No, a lot of humidity, a lot of rain, and heavy rain in some cases. So far here in San Antonio, thankfully, it's just been light to moderate with a few pockets of heavier rain. But we're watching some activity off to the east that is rather heavy. Let's get right to the radar. And you can see that there is an area of showers that will be moving into San Antonio here soon, or at least into Bexar County. Some of these will contain some heavier downpours. There may be a lightning strike or two mixed in there too. Looks like we're detecting one right there in northern Atascosa County. That rotates in here within the next hour or so. And then we're watching this area of showers, which actually is producing some pretty heavy rain around Gonzales up towards Luling and Cuero. Looking at some of the rainfall rates, we're talking 5 inches per hour. And so this is going to drop quite a bit of rain, 2 to 3 inches likely in this area here over the last hour or so. So be very careful. Some of those low-lying areas, some of those roads may start to take on some water. And the 24-hour rainfall estimates here by the radar, close to 7 inches down there south and east of Kennedy, where they saw some heavy rain overnight. And we're starting to see some of those higher numbers work their way towards San Antonio as more of these showers and storms start to work in. There's another close look there at the city of San Antonio. Again, showers working in here, and it will be pouring here within the next couple of hours. So you're going to be out and about, guys.
Need to keep an eye on that. Thank you.
Well, newly renovated hardwood floors, a big backyard, maybe even a pool. Finding a home that meets all your needs can be competitive enough, and for parents, it gets even more tricky.
Looking for good schools. Districts are at the top of the wish list. KSAT producer Priscilla Karaman introduces us to one mom who turned to a local nonprofit to get some help with the hunt for a new home and a new school for the kids.
The real estate market in San Antonio has taken a turn. Home ownership has always been attainable here. We're seeing a little bit of a change because of the influx of population and the shortage of inventory.
From lumber shortages to competitive offers, the current real estate market has been challenging for buyers.
The journey to home buying has definitely been a bit complex. It has actually led us to just continue to lease.
Felicia Martinez and her family are in the market for their forever home, but it's been an uphill battle for the past 3 months. As parents, Martinez says house hunting is more than finding the right home at the right price.
After my daughter completed kinder, I realized that the school she went to was an extremely big factor in deciding to buy a home and where to buy it.
Are there good schools in that neighborhood? That's a question that families are always asking their realtors.
Inga Cotton is the executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, a nonprofit that aims to simplify the search for the right school. She says when you're looking for a new home, the neighborhood public school or paying for private school aren't the only options.
If schools and location are one of the big factors in your decision, but you feel like that's what you're getting stuck on, is that maybe you can be more flexible about location if you realize that there are these open enrollment charter schools that your kid can go to no matter what neighborhood they live in town.
Martinez is one of hundreds of moms utilizing the SA Charter Moms app, website, and Facebook group to learn about all the options for her 3 young children. Her family plans to continue to lease while they search for their perfect home and school.
My advice to families like Felicia, where their home search didn't work out the way they hoped and they're going to have to wait a little bit longer, is to recognize that the supply of good quality schools in San Antonio keeps growing, and that children are adaptable. It can be stressful to change schools, but it can also be kind of reinvigorating, and it can be a process of discovery, and it can help you find new interests and talents in your kids.
Priscilla Karaman, KSAT 12 News.
The SA Charter Moms app allows you to put in your location, and then it'll give you all of the educational options nearby, including prep schools, religious schools, even virtual and homeschooling resources.
And you can, of course, find more information about the nonprofit on KSAT.com. And still ahead in the news at noon, President Biden announced troops are leaving Afghanistan, why some people are calling the decision dangerous.
Coach Pop headed to Japan. We're going to give you a look at the U.S. men's basketball team a little later in sports.
And Tropical Storm Elsa has made its way to the northeast. We'll take a look at its big impact on the Big Apple after the break.
This morning, we're seeing extreme weather from coast to coast in the Northeast. Tropical Storm Elsa hitting the I-95 corridor just in time for the morning commute. And another storm triggered extreme flooding in New York City.
In the West, the opposite problem, no rain amid the historic drought. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest from New York.
From the Thursday evening commute to the Friday morning commute, New Yorkers in the thick of it. Two separate storms to blame, including Elsa barreling through the Northeast. Whether on the subways or on the streets, nearly impossible to avoid the soggy mess. Drivers stuck in deep water with rain pouring nonstop for hours. Massive flooding forcing subway commuters to wade through waist-deep water to catch their trains. Water rushing down the stairs, dumping onto tracks, and trickling from the walls inside.
Sometimes a moment that can really be dangerous for a customer can be much safer 10 or 15 minutes later when the drains have had a minute to catch up, the water recedes.
In Hackensack, New Jersey, you see rainwater gushing through the road, blocking multiple streets and vehicles. This after Elsa left a path of destruction in the south, injuring several in Georgia and killing one person in Florida. New video shows a tornado in Jacksonville where 110-mile-per-hour winds tore down this fence, sheet metal thrashing around. In South Carolina, the Coast Guard rescuing a family stranded on an island after their boat drifted off the beach in treacherous conditions.
Elsa will be battering the New England area for most of today. Boston expected to be hardest hit with damaging winds, heavy rain, and potential tornadoes. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And we just want to point out more rain has fallen here in Texas than anywhere around New York City.
Yeah, they had the tropical storm there. We're dealing with tropical weather of our own. I mean, we're drawing in some tropical moisture, not necessarily a name on our system, but doing sort of similar things, and we're going to watch for some flooding today. The aquifer responding nicely. It's up nearly half a foot again today, 666.6. It's been on the rise thanks to all this rain. Of course, so is mold. It's in the very high category today, 12,430. We'll have another glance at that radar coming up.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
Welcome back, 12:17. Okay, so today's one of those days that not even the umbrella or raincoat can save you. The rain isn't. Justin, is it going anywhere?
Not anytime soon. We are still dealing with quite a bit of rain on the radar. I mean, pretty widespread here, and some of it has been heavy. We're starting to see more showers and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms work their way into Bexar County and San Antonio. You can see that little area right there. And then some heavier rain prompting some flood advisories out near Gonzales down towards Cuero and Yorktown. Let's take a little closer look at what's moving in here around San Antonio. We'll zoom in closer. This is starting to work into the Elmendorf area. If you're along 1604 on the south side, heavy rain starting to move in. This is all moving almost due north, so this will work its way into San Antonio. And this is some fairly heavy rain. These showers and storms have been very efficient rain producers. They'll put down a lot of rain in a very short amount of time, and that sometimes can result in some flooding. So we're going to keep an eye on that. So far today, it hasn't been too bad as far as flooding here in San Antonio. It's mainly been just moderate to light rain. I'm going to switch sides here, and we'll try to take a look at the rainfall rate if we can. Where you see some of those purple colors, that is likely some heavier rain, and that's where the rain will pile up pretty quickly. About 3 inches per hour. As we go further south, we're talking about 4 inches per hour, and that's kind of the nature of this activity. It's going to, again, put down quite a bit of rain in a short amount of time. We'll switch back over to radar, and I'll show you those storms out there near Gonzales, which have also been producing quite a bit of heavy rain. And prompted, again, those flood advisories that will go for a couple more hours here. I'll try to zoom out some, and you can see the activity around Yorktown, Cuero, and then as you get up towards Gonzales. This is also working north. If you're in Luling, some very heavy rain there. And this will last for a while longer because this swath has got to completely move through. And so along I-10 there, I would imagine we're seeing at least a little bit of flooding, maybe some ponding on some of the roadways as you head east. So this is kind of the problem we're going to continue to deal with as our low, which is just off to the west of San Antonio, continues to move west. We do have flash flood watches in place. That does include San Antonio. That's going to go until 7 p.m. this evening. There's the scene outside. Right now, just cloudy at the airport. It's 78 degrees. It's going to stay somewhat cool today. Certainly cool by July standards. East-southeasterly winds at 14 miles per hour. And here's the forecast. It does show more showers and storms rotating into San Antonio through this afternoon and this evening, and then moving west a little bit as we get into tonight. And I think rain chances come down some tonight, and certainly as we get into tomorrow, we'll see just some isolated activity, and the sun should pop out tomorrow. There's our upper level, a little better look at it. You can see sort of spiraling there just to the west of San Antonio, and that's why we're seeing the weather that we're seeing. And you saw some of the video there out of the northeast. Elsa moving away, but also producing heavy rain up there across the northeast. Here's our extended forecast. 80% chance of rain today, 40% chance tonight, 30% chance tomorrow, 89, and then a lot more sun on Sunday, up to 92. And we'll see 90s next week with some slight chances of rain, guys.
Thank you, Justin. And Coach Pop is headed to the Olympics and going for the gold. We'll give you a look at his lineup coming up in sports.
And the Suns leading the Bucks 2-0. RJ Marquez is going to give us a look at Game 2 after the break.
Welcome back. Game 2 of the NBA Finals now in the books, and things looking pretty good today for Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns as they hold home court advantage against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's head out to the desert for some of the action. Giannis, you saw there, off to a flying start after the turnover. He threw down that big dunk. Former Texas Longhorn PJ Tucker then went on a personal 6-0 run, but that would not last there. Look at those Suns having a good time there as fans. Devin Booker, we saw that hit a three late in the first quarter to get the Suns within one. Finished with 31 points. Got another three there from Cam Johnson in the corner. And we saw, let's get the big man involved. DeAndre Ayton there getting the dunk and the foul. Suns up 11 at the half. So would things turn around for the Bucks in the second half? That would be a no. Suns extend the lead to 15 points after a Mikal Bridges dunk early in the third quarter. So Giannis kept Milwaukee close. He scored 42 points, but it was not enough. Suns take a 2-0 lead after a 118-108 win. We're now headed back to Milwaukee for Game 3 Sunday. Suns coach and former Pop guy Monty Williams 2 wins away from an NBA title.
You know, the thing about Devin, he shoots the same way, first quarter, fourth quarter, doesn't matter. His shot looks the same. That's a guy that's put a ton of work and in his shot, but the mentality, he's calm in those moments. And so we're grateful for those contributions in those moments.
All right, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich in Vegas right now preparing Team USA for the Tokyo Olympics that are just around the corner. This is Pop's first time as the head coach of the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team, and he's trying to lead the guys to the gold for a fourth straight Olympics. Team USA is the favorite and loaded with NBA stars from Kevin Durant to Damian Lillard right there. But there are concerns ahead of the games. The International Olympic Committee and Japanese organizers just issued a state of emergency due to a surge in COVID cases there. So Pop was asked what the contingency plans are if the schedule needs to be moved around.
I can tell you, Jerry Colangelo and Sean Ford
General Dempsey, they're all over that. They're having their discussions every day. I'm sure that they interface with the appropriate officials constantly. I'm not in that mix. I'm worried about what goes on in the court, and I have full confidence that we move forward in whatever direction they tell us to.
All right, Pop looking pretty good there with the haircuts. Okay, so maybe next Olympics we will see Keldon Johnson on the Team USA roster. KJ was picked as part of this year's U.S. select team, so he's in Vegas as well, helping the Olympic team get ready for Tokyo. KJ is coming off a nice season where he averaged almost 13 points and 6 rebounds a game. He's now getting to compete against this summer against the league's best and taking full advantage.
Just learning as much as I can from the players here. Definitely some of the players on the select team and some of the older players on the Olympic team. But just learning and bettering myself.
Good stuff there from Keldon. So when Coach Pop and Team USA face off against France in their first game of the Olympics on July 25th, they will do so in an empty arena. The IOC and Japanese officials announced all fans will be banned from all events as part of the state of emergency that we mentioned just a little while ago. International fans had already been banned, but there was hope that local fans could attend events with limited capacity, but that will not be the case anymore. The delayed 2020 Olympics are now a made-for-TV event. By the way, that U.S. opener versus France will tip off at 7 in the morning our time, so set your calendars there. And finally, shout out today to the great Patty Mills, the Spurs guard. Awesome stuff here. So when the games get underway, Patty will be the first Indigenous man in Australia's history to be a flag bearer during the opening ceremonies. Great stuff from Patty. So he's a free agent this summer, but has done so much off the court, including supporting San Antonio businesses during the pandemic and his country's own Indigenous people. Congrats to Patty on that tremendous honor. Alicia, Ursula, back to you guys.
Thank you.
Still ahead, Ben & Jerry's is releasing a new ice cream flavor. We just don't know what it is just yet. We'll tell you why in our consumer news.
And yesterday, President Joe Biden announcing American soldiers will be leaving Afghanistan. After the break, why some are calling this dangerous.
Welcome back. The Taliban is responding after President Joe Biden's announcement yesterday that the last American combat troops in Afghanistan will now be home earlier than originally planned.
But the president is also dismissing critics who say the U.S. withdrawal will create room for the militant organization to take over. ABC's Faith Abube tells us a spokesperson for the Taliban is claiming it's already, in fact, making gains.
Just as American combat troops prepare to end a 20-year military mission in Afghanistan, the Taliban saying it's making gains, claiming it now controls 85% of the country.
Is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not.
Thursday, President Biden saying the future of Afghanistan is in the hands of the Afghan people, even as critics say conditions on the ground are still too volatile for the U.S. to leave.
We did not go to Afghanistan to nation build. And it's the right and the responsibility of the Afghan people alone to decide their future and how they want to run their country.
U.S. combat forces now set to be out of Afghanistan by August 31st, instead of the original September 11th anniversary deadline. Biden brushing off some who say the administration is moving too fast. The president defending the new timeline as a safety calculation.
Staying would have meant U.S. troops taking casualties. American men and women back in the middle of a civil war. How many thousands more Americans' daughters and sons were you willing to risk?
Questions also lingering about the safety of Afghan former translators who helped American troops during the long war. The U.S. working to evacuate them, but the Taliban insisting they will not be harmed.
And President Biden also made clear that he's not declaring mission accomplished. However, he did recognize that the U.S. has achieved some goals. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Starting on Monday, Thailand will have new COVID-19 restrictions in Bangkok and its surrounding provinces. That's according to the country's Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration. Under the new rules, shopping centers, spas, beauty and massage parlors will all be closed, and gatherings of more than 5 people will be banned. A nightly curfew will also be in place. The restrictions come as the country faces the spread of the Delta variant. Thailand has reported more than 9,000 new COVID-19 cases and 72 deaths just today.
And a bedtime story could potentially improve negative emotions and even pain for your hospitalized child. That's according to one study. With more, here's ABC's News' Elizabeth Schulze.
Storytelling may be a tool to help hospitalized children feel better. A group of researchers had a storyteller share a variety of narratives to kids in the ICU while measuring a few different metrics before and after listening to the stories. The metrics included oxytocin associated with bonding and cortisol to measure stress and pain scores. The group who listened to the narratives had increased oxytocin and decreased cortisol, indicating better bonding and less stress. And they also reported less pain. The kids used more positive language when describing their hospital experiences. So storytelling may be an effective, universal, and affordable way to make hospitalizations less physically and emotionally painful for kids. The researchers aren't sure how this is possible and don't know that stories directly cause these effects. But some ideas include the importance of language and development, the ability of stories to transport people out of situations, and stories leading to greater use of certain parts of the brain. Whether in a hospital or at home, here's just another reason to read more stories to our kids. With this Medical Minute, I'm Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News.
Live look outside with live cam. Not much to see out there. It's cloudy, it's misty. Some places it's raining pretty darn hard.
The rain is coming down pretty good in spots. And how weird is it to say that it's 77 in middle of July here in South Texas at noontime? But that's where we are today. Lots of clouds, rain, keeping those temperatures down. Let's jump back to the radar and get you updated on where the rain is right now. The heaviest of the rain around Gonzales and Cuero at this hour, stretching up along the I-10 corridor as you head east towards Houston. A little closer look here in town, and you'll notice we do have some rain starting to move in. Some of it is heavy. In fact, I think we're going to get some pretty heavy rain starting to move into Elmendorf here within the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then more rain working on 410 on the city's east side. That's going to put down some very heavy rain and then some light rain for the rest of us. This could aggravate some flooding issues. Some of those streets could start to see some ponding, and some of the low-lying areas may take on a little bit of water. So be cautious. There are no flood warnings or anything like that here in San Antonio. We do have some flood advisories off to the east for places like Gonzales and Hallettsville, where the heavy rain has been fairly persistent and starting to add up 2 to 3 inches out there. And that could certainly cause some flooding. Off to the west, don't want to leave you folks out. There is some rain here too. Crystal City over to Carrizo Springs up to Pearsall and Dilley. All of this moves out tonight. We'll see drier conditions over the weekend, and we'll take a look at that forecast coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Well, are you a big fan of The Witcher? Well, we've got big news for you. We'll tell you about a new virtual convention later in the Spotlight.
And Ben & Jerry's coming out with a new flavor, but we don't know what it is yet. We'll tell you how they're coming up with it after the break.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar News. Wells Fargo shutting down all existing personal lines of credit, and they'll no longer offer the product. Now, the credit lines typically allow users to borrow up to $100,000. This is a way to consolidate higher interest credit card debt, pay for home renovations, or avoid overdraft fees. Now, the bank no longer going to offer the product. They say they want to focus more on credit cards and personal loans. Meanwhile, General Motors shares pop at Thursday. That following some praise from Wedbush. Analyst Dan Ives gave GM an outperform rating and an $85 price target, and that led to shares of GM gaining 1.3% on the day. The target given by Ives would give GM an upside of more than 51% from Thursday's close, which was just over $56. And Microsoft giving their employees a $1,500 bonus. This for their efforts during the pandemic. The tech giant will spend about $200 million on these bonuses, and they'll disperse them to employees in the U.S. and abroad. Microsoft also gave their employees extra vacation days earlier this year. This is the company seeks to keep their employees happy. This during a time where more people are willing to quit their jobs as companies reopen their facilities. And that's your Cheddar News Business Exec Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
And more consumer news, a new Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor is coming We're just not sure what it is just yet. 6 ice cream creators are going to create new flavors on a new 4-episode TV series set to hit the Food Network next month. Ben & Jerry's Clash of the Cones is offering $20,000 to whoever comes up with the flavor that most impresses the company's co-founders. They haven't said if the winning flavor will be produced for the public, but it seems like a bit of a no-brainer. To keep things exciting, the creators must create flavors inspired by a celebrity who will also offer direction. Rapper Ludacris and actor Kevin Bacon are among the stars who will be participating.
Great idea there. Last weekend, record-breaking for travel, but as Tropical Storm Elsa hits the Northeast, experts are saying that delays and even cancellations are now to be expected. ABC's Gio Benitez has the story.
Fridays tend to be the busiest travel days ahead of the weekend, and we are already seeing big cancellations right now. Take a look at the numbers. Right now, Boston Logan leads the nation with 111 canceled flights. Here at Newark Liberty, we're not far behind at 107. Nantucket Memorial has 62 cancellations. Now, LaGuardia and JFK, they're holding on to their flights, potentially hoping that the storm moves through quickly enough before the majority of them take off. LaGuardia with just 12, JFK with 14. Now, of course, Elsa is hitting right in the middle of that busy morning commute, adding more rain to the ground already saturated by days of rain this week. So that flooding concern is growing. Now, back here at the airport, even if your flight hasn't been canceled yet, it may be delayed. So go ahead and check that flight status before you end up coming out to the airport. Gio Benitez, ABC News, Newark Liberty International Airport.
And if you're traveling out of the country anytime soon and need a passport, you may be out of luck. The State Department says if you're applying for a new passport or renewing one, you could have to wait up to 18 weeks to get it done. However, you can cut the wait to 12 weeks if you pay extra for expedited processing. Officials blame the longer wait or increased demand, a shortage of appointments, and delays with the U.S. Postal Service.
We're just sitting here trying to come up with new celebrity-inspired ice cream names.
Oh, let's think of one
Ludacris
for Justin.
Ludacris.
What would we add in Justin's ice cream?
Justice.
I have to think about this one.
Yes. Well, we've got our nicknames for you. We could come up with something related to that.
Anyway,
do you know his nickname?
No. Tell us. That's why he was brushing you off.
What is it, Ursula?
Lil Breezy.
Lil Breezy. Not today. It is a little breezy, actually, but we won't get into that. 76 so far, the high, 75 the low. The rain is about 4/10 of an inch. We're picking up some more rain as we speak. We're going to take a look at the radar and get you updated. Coming up.
You've been... Lil Breezy out there, maybe?
Lil Breezy. Hey, Lil Breezy.
Little bit. Yeah, there is, speaking of the breeze, we do have an easterly wind that has been a little bit gusty. We'll see more northeasterlies kicking in today and may gust up to around 20 miles per hour associated with this area of low pressure, which has been bringing some rain. Here's the good news. So far, we haven't had a whole lot of flooding here in San Antonio. It's just been some good rain. We can take that as long as it's not overly heavy. I think we're going to be okay. And so far, that has been the case. The radar kind of tells the story here. We can see the spin down to the south and west of San Antonio right there. That's our low. Then on the east side of it, we're still bringing in that moisture, and that's helping to create showers and a few thunderstorms that are working south to north. Gonzales has been hit with some pretty heavy rain, although it looks like rain rates are finally coming down there some. So now it's just light rain, so the flooding threat should drop off just a little bit. Still some flood advisories in place for these counties. That's going to go a little bit longer this afternoon. Let's zoom into this area of heavier rain that's starting to move into Elmendorf, and this will slide into the eastern parts of Bexar County. You're going to pick up some good rainfall rates with this. Could pick up a quick ½ inch, maybe up to an inch in some cases, as this moves north along Highway 181 right now, and now moving towards downtown, or at least the eastern part of downtown. That's where some of the heaviest rain is. Just south of Brackenridge High School and just north of Mission San Juan. This area is moving north in Alamo Heights. You'll be in line to get some of this heavy rain as well. Calaveras Lake, some very good rain around your area, and then south towards Mitchell Lake, still seeing some light to moderate rain. And this will make the roads wet again, and you'll have some ponding it is one of those days where you have to be very careful about hydroplaning as some of this water collects on the roads. There's a closer look at Gonzales and Luling. Rain still coming down there. This is going to add insult to injury as we've already got a lot of rain on the ground. Shiner, you've been in on some of the good rain just within the last hour or so. And now Seguin starting to see some good downpours work into your neck of the woods. So this is widespread rain. And even our southwestern counties underneath this low now starting to see some showers and downpours pop up, stretching from Divine down to Crystal City and Carrizo Springs. Take a look at the 24-hour rainfall estimates. We're talking 6 to 7 inches where you see some of these purple colors. That was overnight near Kennedy where we saw the really heavy rain, and then out towards Edna, sort of east of our area, just east of Hallettsville, seeing some very heavy rain. Starting to see the totals add up a little bit here in San Antonio. And again, we'll keep an eye on the flooding situation, but at the moment, looks like we're doing okay. Flash flood watch in effect until 7 p.m. tonight. And there's the scene outside. Rain still coming down around the airport. 78 degrees. And we have that east-northeasterly breeze I was speaking of earlier. Temperatures in the 70s and a few 80s here and there, but it's going to be a cool day because of the cloud cover, because of the rain, so don't expect temperatures to warm up much. Here's what the forecast shows. By 6 o'clock, we've still got rain in the area, but it's starting to shift west now. That happens overnight, and by tomorrow, a lot of the rain moves out of the area, although we can't rule out some isolated activity, especially in the morning. On your Saturday, still some cloud cover, and temperatures probably still in the 80s tomorrow. Today, good chance of rain with rain chances tapering off tonight. And there's our upper level low that is moving away, and that will take a lot of the rain with it. Here's the forecast. 89 tomorrow, 30% chance of rain, and then 90s on Sunday and rather dry, but rain chances, isolated stuff, kicks back in next week with highs in the lower 90s. Alicia, Ursula?
Thank you.
Still looks cooler.
Yeah, which we're thankful for. Witcher fans, well, we've got big news about a big convention. We'll tell you all about it coming up in the Spotlight.
In your Spotlight today, performer Marilyn Manson turning himself in to Los Angeles police on charges related to simple assault. Those charges stemming from a 2019 incident in New Hampshire. The 52-year-old artist accused of assaulting a videographer who was hired to film his concert. After about an hour and a half, Manson was released on personal recognizance on the condition that he not commit a federal, state, or local crime. While on release, he must also appear in court for proceedings as ordered and have no contact with the alleged victim. Manson faces 2 counts of misdemeanor simple assault.
And today marks the debut of a new fan convention. This one is taking place online and focused on the world of The Witcher. And CNN's Rick Damigella tells us this convention will be perfect for fans of the books, the video games, and the Netflix original series.
Will you be joining me? I'm in.
Fans of the many adaptations of The Witcher can celebrate Geralt of Rivia during the first WitcherCon.
They say he was a man obsessed.
The Witcher didn't begin life as a video game or a Netflix series.
It's a really cool story because The Witcher is based on a series of novels written by Andrzej Sapkowski. And what happened is CD Projekt Red, a Polish-based game studio, bought the rights to these novels to convert them into video games. There's been 3 fantastic Witcher games. The third one is an absolute masterpiece, The Witcher 3. It has been ported to numerous platforms, and we're still waiting on a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X revitalization of The Witcher 3.
We don't want your kind here, Witcher.
The Alderman. Tell me where he is, and I'll be on my way.
Meanwhile, what's happened is that the video games really put a big spotlight on this intellectual property, and then Netflix converted the stories into a television series starring Henry Cavill. And the second season has been in production all through this sort of COVID nightmare.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. WitcherCon is slated to feature a conversation with series star Henry Cavill among its online events. Tossing a coin to my Witcher in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Killing Rick.
The 2 different WitcherCon events will live stream today on Twitch and YouTube, so set your alarms because it starts at 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. today.
Interesting. All right, we're headed over to SA Live on this rainy Friday. You guys are going to cheer us up.
Oh, I cheer you up with the word free. How about that?
Right? Oh my gosh. Guess how much free stuff you want to stay tuned for. A local store's anniversary means free gifts for you. We're going to tell you how you can win free furniture and what prizes they're offering at a big event tomorrow.
Okay, we're going to tell you how you can win Spurs tickets, Six Flags tickets, and Celebrity Fan Fest tickets.
We are going to hook you up. Oh, yes. And anytime is a good time for burgers and hot dogs for the summer. And maybe you need a little something extra. Well, Freddie Morales, owner of The Shack, is here to show us some of their over-the-top burgers and dogs.
Yes.
And the thing about you is that you have really gotten those San Antonio flavors, right?
Yes, all the San Antonio favorites.
Like what?
Hot Cheetos and cheese, corn in a cup. We got funnel cakes, fruit cups, churros, just a little bit of everything. All big red float.
See what we do with that. And also dogs, we're kicking those up. And hey, want something fun to do with the kids?
Yes, if you're looking for family fun, the museum has a traveling exhibit and Jen dives right in.
Recording and stuff. We are sticking to the voyage to the deep theme here, but we're getting crafty at the museum today. Here's everything that we're going to use to make a fun craft today. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can guess. I'll give you a hint. It takes a lot of legwork and a lot of heart. I promise it all makes sense. That's coming up, guys.
Oh, and we are bringing some new flavors to Happy Hour.
Yes, indeed. It is the original Texas.
Yes, we have a secret ingredient. Ooh. All right. I don't know if you saw it. Okay. But we're going to be mixing some great summer cocktails with it. And it was the first of its kind made in Texas, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Starts with a G. Anyway, hey, did you know tomorrow is National Kitten Day?
Yes. So all you cool cats and kittens, we want you to share those cool cats and kittens that you have at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter.
Believe it or not, I haven't been sipping on that as of yet. And a whole lot more in this